Meow and welcome coloring cats to this coloring tutorial. I started to color in a new coloring book, which is Cottage by Hanna Karlzon. Well, not that it would be her new coloring book, but it's new for me because I haven't colored in it yet. Well, if you don't count those 2 pages that I started and never finished. Anyway, my plan is to color the full book. And this is my first picture and first video that I share with you. This video is also an invitation to my Patreon, where you will find a large library of coloring tutorials and color along videos, full versions of my YouTube videos, updates and behind the scenes or work in progress pictures. Some of the videos are narrated or with the subtitles, and you will always see which colors I am using. Besides all the coloring stuff, you will also find there watercolor painting and drawing videos, because that's what I do if I have some time. Yeah, and I love it. And coloring tutorials from this coloring book will be published mostly on my Patreon. It's because I want to make coloring tutorials and color along videos, but doing them for the YouTube channel is no longer sustainable. These videos take me a lot of time, from coloring, which takes me usually from 5 to 15 hours, through editing, which means going through the full footage, cut out the fluff, write and read the script for the voiceover, edit the voiceover, to taking the pictures of the finished page, making a thumbnail and publish the video, and much more. Yeah, so creating one video like this really takes me several days, and with my daily job, it's really overwhelming when I take it so seriously. So this is the way to stay committed and not get burnt out, and I'm very sure that you can understand that. So what you will see on the screen is me fighting the background. Not because of the watercolors, but because of the paper. Yes, Hanna Karlzon has very nice paper in her books. But it's a nice paper for dry media, not wet, which is understandable, of course. But because of that, the painting was a little bit of a fight. I had to do several layers, and unfortunately the paint bled through on the other side. Anyway, the paper isn't damaged, so it's not a problem for me because I can still color over it. Despite all of these troubles, I still enjoyed this page a lot. And I will probably be using more watercolors in this book, even if they beat through. Yeah, that's just the thing I have to accept, right? Yeah. I am also thinking about using Nia colors for the next page. Anyway, on this page I was using Holbein watercolors. This is a basic set, which I get when they were on sale, and I was able to mix some very pretty colors. Don't let the metal box to confuse you just because it says Rosa Gallery. The Holbein paints were in tubes, so I squeezed them into these pens and placed them into this metal box by Rosa Gallery. Later I will be also using Colliroper colors just to add some sparkly accent. After drying and making sure that the page is really dry, I will remove the masking tape and masking fluid and color the rest of the page with Prismacolors. And this is another thing I forgot to mention. You know that when I color the pages for this channel, I usually use a mix of brands when it comes to colored pencils. But in my tutorials on Patreon, I focus mainly on coloring with Prismacolors and sometimes on other brands like Polychromos, but I try not to mix the brands so it will be easier to follow. And of course, besides colored pencils, I also use watercolors, alcohol markers, and so on. So, after I color everything with pencils, I use mineral spirit, which I started to use instead of pencil blender. It's very convenient, quick, and it supports the contrast of the colors and make them more vivid. So I really recommend to try mineral spirit if you haven't already. In the end, I will be using light green acrylic paint pen and I will outline everything green on the main picture. So I hope you will enjoy the whole process and yeah, see you in the next Meowsome video. Pass and purse, your Nekosimi.